Did you know Frederick Allen Hampton was born August 30th, 1948, and was assassinated December 4th, 1969? He was an American activist and revolutionary socialist. He came to prominence in Chicago as chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party and deputy chairman of the National BPP. Hampton also became involved in the Civil Rights Movement, joining his local branch of the NAACP. His dynamic leadership and organizational skills in the branch enabled him to rise to the position of Youth Council President. One of Hampton's greatest achievements was to persuade Chicago's most powerful street gangs to stop fighting against each other. He founded a prominent multicultural political organization, the Rainbow Coalition. Because of his strong leadership in 1967, the FBI identified Hampton as a radical threat and began to try to subvert his activities in Chicago, sowing disinformation among these groups and placing a counterintelligence operative in the local Panthers. Did you know that? Well, now you do. Peace.
All right, peace everybody. Welcome back to another episode of My Quality is for Real. Here I have real talks with quality people who have real purpose. And today, like no other, just like any other day, we are going to talk to a really dope person that I got an opportunity to meet, ArtByRoyce. She is a really dope individual out in New York that I got an opportunity to meet, and I'm excited that y'all get an opportunity to meet her as well. She is doing some really dope things. She has some really dope pieces. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Royce. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, the best of the best. I know there's going to be people who disagree, but born and raised all my life in Brooklyn. I have a family background that's from Guyana, but Brooklyn is home, art is life. Do you want me to keep going? Because I don't stop.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. So you've been in Brooklyn your whole life. I have only been in New York. It'll be 2 years in July.
Welcome, friend.
Yes, so I am originally from Texas, from Fort Worth, Texas. Ooh. So coming from the country to New York, meeting somebody who is as sweet and open and loving as you. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Miss Royce. When I first got here, I didn't meet a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
New York is not, y'all not, they're friendly, to us. When I used to say good morning, people be looking at me like, do I know you?
It's not a good morning.
So to meet somebody like you know what I'm saying? I think that it's really dope. I definitely like I said, I wanted to have you on the show. So you got your art right behind you. I can see that. That's a little piece of art that you've been working on. Can you kind of tell us about that? And kind of take me from the beginning. Like how did you get to the point where art is life? Like, where did that come from? Tell me your story.
All right. So let's take it from the beginning. And it's interesting because I feel like I have a different response to this question every time I answer it.
Okay.
And that's because of just me growing as a person and learning more about myself. Before, I would tell you that the beginning was when I took an art class in BMCC, which is Borough of Manhattan Community College. It's a part of the CUNY network here in New York City. And I took a general painting 101 class just because, it was like my last semester in community college. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to take classes that I want to take and not all these required courses and so forth. I'm like, I'm going to do something that I actually want to do for myself. So I took this painting class, which was amazing, by the way.
Okay.
And it was amazing, not because I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know anything about painting, but it was just the feeling. It was a very relaxed environment. The professor, she ensured that we felt at our most comfortable selves. So me, I'm a lover of music, right? Everything is art. So music, food, fine art, any type of craftsmanship, that's art. You know what I mean? Conversation is art. Everything that we do is an art to it, right? So she was very open with allowing us to make the environment comfortable for ourselves. So I would come to class, I would be like, oh, this is therapy session, put my headphones in. And as soon as we would get our task or assignment, I would just go into a zone where it's just complete like relaxation. Like I don't have to worry about it. I know it's not gonna come out right because I know I don't have
Right.
the experience that I have, like that I need yet, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I used to say that that was the beginning for me, but now that I think about it, now that I've had opportunity to kind of reflect about my life and so forth, I could say that the beginning was just me. The beginning has always been me from the start. You know, the things that I've been interested in, I've always been interested in art from elementary school. You know, I used to do
Right.
projects and have to go online and look it up. And I feel a little old saying this, but you know, Microsoft Word used to have, they probably still have it, but back in the day it was popping, you know, because
Right. Yeah. I'm 32. We probably in the same in the same era.
it
Yeah.
had that the word art. So, you know, I used to do school projects. I used to get excited, put in like, you know, the large calligraphy or typewriting
Mhm.
styles and stuff and put it in different colors, and I'll grab the images from off the internet. So it's just little things like that that kept my mind focused and busy. Like, yeah, this is what I see. Like I have this vision and this is
Mhm.
how I want to put it together. And I could honestly say just every level of life just keeps building on that. Just learning how to have a vision and then refine it to how you see it in your head. You know, it
Absolutely.
doesn't always come out exactly how you see it in your head, but as long as it captures that feeling or the
Mhm.
vibe that you're trying to, you know, portray, good to go. So I could say that I've been building on that literally since elementary school, and college is probably just the time that I felt comfortable or confident enough to say, you know what, let me see what this does for me. Like I'm already
Right.
interested. I already have an appreciation for it, you know. So let me just see what happens when I try, you know.
Right.
And I literally took that one painting class, and since then I just never stopped. I never stopped. I never stopped painting. I just kept challenging myself to do bigger and better, you know? Because literally some of the pieces that I made in college, they're nowhere near what I do right now. Nowhere. I'm
Wow.
doing shading on grids, you know?
Right.
So it's pretty cool now that I get to reflect and think back about it, you know?
Mhm.
I think as a creative, we're very hard on ourselves, and we always kind of we look at life as I'm at this point, but I have so much further to go without stopping to say, look how far I've come. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's really cool like to have these questions, because then I actually have to think back about it like, you know what?
And
I'm doing pretty good.
yeah, absolutely. And your answer, I never looked at it that way. Like when people would ask me about the show, of course I would give them I guess like you said, the quick version. Okay, if you really want to know, okay, I started the show in 2018, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I took a life of his own. But honestly, girl, I was that kid that was in the corner talking to herself, having a whole show because I was imitating Ricky Lake. It was Oprah. Like I just gravitated towards that. So honestly, I've been doing, like you said, it's just me. I've been doing this my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that it is good to ask those questions and to have these conversations because we help each other to grow. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Yeah,
And I know,
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure you have those moments where it's just like, yeah, I know I'm doing this, but you know, I see myself at this stage, or I see
Mhm.
myself at this point. But if you really think about it, all of us, we're all capable of the same things. We're just at different points, different stages. You know what I mean?
Right,
You might be looking at someone on TV right now. It's like, yeah, one day I got to get myself there. But
right.
there's somebody who's looking at you and saying, wow, like, I can get there. I'm not there yet, but I want to get to where she's at. You know what I mean? And you're
Mhm.
not in present. You're not staying in
Yeah,
present. Because I find like this is a problem for me. I have to like actually remind myself, like, stay present.
yeah,
Doing good, you know?
yeah.
there's there's worse scenarios or other cases where you could have been put in a position where you wouldn't have the opportunity to do it, right? So it's just like staying present and appreciating where we are in the process. It's really
Absolutely. So what is your creative process like? Like me, I'm one of those people where I like to have my music on. I may have, me a blunt, I may smoke, and I may have a glass of wine. So that's that's my creative process. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
how is yours? Like what inspires you? What gets you to say, okay, I need to another thing I wanted to say before while that's on my mind, you mentioned about how when you walked into that class, it was like kind of almost therapeutic for you, like it was relaxing and everything. That is definitely how I feel when it comes to art. Like when it comes to painting, it's more like a therapy session for me. And when somebody was like, oh, I like that, oh, you like it too, oh, okay, I didn't you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
how is that for you?
Okay, that's such a great that's a great parallel. My answer is not going to be a clean, straight, definitive
That's okay.
answer because it's changed so much. It's always changing and evolving. So originally art was therapy, right? I would like to say that I'm a person, I got a lot of thoughts. And so I talk a lot, right? I have a million thoughts in my head. I have a million ideas. And sometimes you don't know how to get these thoughts out into words. You know what I mean? I think the first art form that I fell in love with was writing and poetry, right? Shout out to my friend Robbie. I got the shirt from her.
Okay.
But poetry and writing was the first art form that I really enjoyed. And I think that I took away the components of that and I kind of brought it over to painting, whereas it's kind of like a release, right? With writing and poetry, it was kind of like, yeah, I got this on my mind, but I don't think everybody needs to hear this. So I'm just gonna put it down right here, let it go for myself. And if you like it, you like it. If you can connect to it, that's even dope because it shows that we have similar thoughts in a way where we all feel like nobody feels like that. I'm the only one going through it. And it's like, no, we're all going through it. We're just not expressing it to one another. So when writing got too difficult, it's like, because sometimes you don't got the right words. You don't know what to say to describe a feeling or emotion that you're feeling. So then it was like the art, the painting, the colors, the shapes, they are expression. They're the words that you can't say. So that was the new therapy for me. That's a new release. And then somewhere in there, it's kind of like a challenge because it's like, yeah, I want to express myself and I want to get everything out. But then it's like, you see your other fellow creators and you're like, ooh, that is nice. Like, how did they do that? You know what I mean? And you push yourself, you challenge yourself to be like, I could get better. Like, look at that. If someone can get there and create that, I can get better too. Like, I just have to keep going. So then there's this nice little mixture of I want to advance the skill, but I still want to express myself in a very authentic way. So right now, my creative process is a bit of two things. It's a bit of creating that vibe, like you said, that complete vibe of relaxation. I don't have any wine, but right now water is my wine, but I would have a wine glass.
Right.
Maybe a little spliff, who knows? And definitely music, right? That's why I was like, do you hear my music in the background? Gotta have a little Anita Baker, some oldies playing.
Yeah, set the mode.
Something that really helps me wind down. And I've been doing that for process, but I've also been just trying to spend any allotted time that I have with the art. Because I realized that I can't always only paint when I'm in a certain mood, right? There are gonna be days where I need to paint just because I need to paint if I want to advance the skill, right? So that's where the balance comes. That's where the balance comes in, right? Because it's like, if you want to develop your skill and challenge yourself, you have to have the discipline to sit down and actually get it done. And it doesn't matter the amount of time, it's just being able to say, I'm going to do it. So I'm what is it? I'm kind of like ambivalent. I'm going back and forth with the process. I'm trying to like fuse it together. Like it feels good to have the discipline to sit down and do this, but I'm still being authentic. I'm still putting my true emotion expression on the canvas. And it's not just like a task or a chore, you know, because the minute it starts to feel like a chore, then you know that you got to step away. You got to separate yourself and come back, because
Right, absolutely.
it shouldn't feel like a chore. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's where I am with processing and all that good stuff.
Okay, I totally understand that. And you said something too. Doing it only when you're in the mood. Like, so for me, I guess because I started out doing it as just a hobby, you know, it felt good to me, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, the first time somebody said that they liked it too, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe I'll share it. And so sharing it, okay, you know, that brought about everything else. I'm starting to meet all these other people, but I haven't looked at it as, I haven't been as disciplined, like you said. I haven't, you know, because I still, you know, do my 9 to 5, and, you know, when I come home, yeah. So when I come home, you know, sometimes I be in the mood, or, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, that is absolutely right. If you want to take it somewhere further, if you want to advance your skills, then you have to do it more, and not just be in a certain mood to do it, you know, just do it because that's just what it is, you know. So yeah,
Absolutely. And
yeah.
it's hard because I fight myself. Like where I'm at in painting right now, only the heavens know, because I'm the type of person, my mood really affects how I get certain things done. But I'm working on it, you know, I'm working on that discipline part. But there's been a lot of moments over the last few years where I've just painted, this canvas will just sit here for weeks. You know, I've had those moments where the canvas is, or, you know, you turn the canvas around to the wall because it's like, I can't even
I don't even want to look at you right now.
I can't even look at you right now. Like, I'm so disappointed, you know? but so it's, but I realized that all of that is a part of the process. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of pieces where I left it alone for like 2 years, 3 years. I have one piece I left alone for like 4 years. And then one day when you finally like look back at it, you're in a different place in your mind.
Yeah.
So you look at the piece differently. And it's like, I see something. I see something for you now. Like I was getting frustrated because I didn't see the vision. My vision got lost or whatever the case is. But when you stop and you leave it alone and you come back to it, it's like, it's refreshing. It's like a new vision comes to mind and you're like, oh, I could do it. Like I could do this now. I got it. And then everything comes together. So it's really just about trusting the process, whatever the process is, you know, it has a lot of components to it.
Absolutely. So we connected at the art gallery. Shout out to Tin Roof Gallery out there in Queens. Shout out to those lovely people over there. So speaking of confidence, so when did you get to the point when you wanted to, because your art was also showcased as well, right? So when did you get to that point where you were comfortable and saying, okay, yeah, I'm ready to put my art out there, and, you know, and started actually, you know, connecting and doing that type of stuff? Because that was my first time ever doing anything like that.
Congratulations.
Yes, and since then a lot of opportunities have come. But so I had to, you know, talk myself. How did you get to that point? And was that your first time, or are you already indulged into that community?
Okay, that was not my first time. The first time I ever tried to display my work was probably on a like showcase type of level. The first time I did that was probably in, I want to roughly say 2015. So before I ever showcased a piece like in an actual space or any type of market or anything like that, your community, your tribe are your first people who get to see your work, the first people who get to say, wow, this is something, right? So when I started painting after that class, the first person or the first people who received work from me were the people closest to me. So my sisters, my closest friends, like, you know, they're like, oh, that's nice. Like, paint me something, you know.
Okay.
My family was, yeah, oh, you paint me something. I need something, you know. And it's like, well, listen, I'm not Picasso or Kende Wiley or nobody like that. So I don't know how nice you think you want it to look. And they're just like, I don't care. As long as it's from you, I know I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, my sister would have my work on her wall, and my close friend Terry would have my work on her wall. My cousin would support me and buy pieces for me. So it's kind of like the community was like my first art showcase in a sense, right? My actual village, my tribe.
Right.
And because of their support, I had a family friend who was like, yeah, my brother is into the creative direction and everything like that. You know, you should sign up to this and bring your work. So that was the first time that I was like, okay, well, you know, if you're giving me a cosign, if you're saying, hey, like, I think you need to do something serious with this artwork, it's kind of that cosign. It kind of like, it makes you feel seen and validated in a sense. Like, I'm over here being hard on myself, and there are people saying, yes, bring it out, show it. Like, it's like, okay, I don't know how this is gonna go, guys, but here it is, you know? And I can honestly say, even at that point, even though I did it, I didn't fully feel confident with what I was doing. I was just doing it like, you know what, okay, whatever. Like, the art not for y'all anyway. So I would give myself little pep talks like, it's not for them anyway. If they don't like it, then that's on them. You know, it's personal to me. So I did what I had to do. But it's kind of like it's like a life process in a sense. Like, wherever you are mentally is how you're gonna feel about your art. And so for me, it's like, as I learn how to value myself and look at myself as art, that's when I started getting a little bit more confidence. And in 2019, I would say 2019, I was being real bold and confident. And I did my own like pop-up art exhibit by myself, you know, by myself, finances from me, everything from me, you know. And it was great. It was awesome because, like I said, the tribe, my village, my community actually supported me. And I think that was like the coolest thing ever, because it's very difficult to get recognition, especially from esteemed art galleries and so forth. It's really difficult when you're, you know, new to the art world or the art scene and you don't have all the plugs and connections. And it's just like, but I don't want my art to be about plugs and connections anyway. You know, I want it to really be for the community, for the people that are just like me. You know, I want them to have this in their home and let them know that they get to have a special piece of history too. You know what I mean? It's not just for people in a certain financial bracket. So 2019, I would say that's when I gained the most confidence with my work, because I saw that there were actually people who wanted to come out and see my work. And that was like an eye opener for me, like, oh, something, you know?
That's
so
amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome. That is definitely something that I want to do in the future. So maybe, you know, we can, you know,
yes, we can. Yes,
definitely connect. And yeah, I think that'll be dope. And I'm glad.
Conversation is important.
Huh?
This is why conversation is so important, because the connection. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, so you never know. Like that's why it is good to be nice. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, because you never know who you run into. You never know, you know, who you can connect with, and you know, just be kind, people. Just be kind. So I am so glad, and I appreciate you. So can you let the people know where they can find your art, where they can find you, where they can connect with you? And can you kind of just briefly, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but the painting behind you, can you kind of like describe, like, you know, tell us about that? That is dope. And she's
okay, no problem.
Blue. Like I want to know.
All right, so I'm gonna address the first question first. I'm still maneuvering as an artist, as a newbie. I still consider myself a newbie, right? Like, even though I've been painting for a few years, I'm new because there's still something more that I could learn in the art, right? In the craft. So I consider myself a newbie. So I'm still navigating, like creating my website and all that good stuff. I'm being a perfectionist. I want it to look a certain way.
Right. No,
But
no problem
creatives, you know how we are. So but you could definitely find me on Instagram, ArtByRoyce. Coming soon, I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll have like my website launch and all that good stuff. But for this piece in the back, it's very interesting. This canvas, I actually had done like a sketch on months ago, and I got frustrated with just the sketch. I didn't even start painting, just the sketch alone. I was like, nope, all right, let's put you down. And I put the canvas to the side. But recently, one of my close friends from college, she randomly just posted a selfie of herself, and I was like, girl, you look good. I'm like, you look so pretty. And I don't know, the selfie just resonates as, you know, for me, how it resonates with me is just like us Black women. I gotta be a little specific.
There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, Black women, yes.
Black women, we go through a lot. And that's not to say that other cultures, ethnicities, or races don't go through a lot. They do as well. But because I am a Black woman, I understand the difficulties of being a Black woman. And I understand what it is to be always kind of like the blame for things that are out of our control, right? We get a lot of backlash for a lot of things. Anything. It could be what we wear, how we style our hair, what we choose to do for a profession. We get a lot of backlash. And sometimes we take on that backlash, right? Sometimes we're like super hard on ourselves when we do a lot as individuals and as a society of Black women, a culture of Black women. We do a lot. And we always kind of have to wear it like we're super strong, and, you know, we have to make this facade like everything is always okay, and it's not, you know what I mean? Right. So I don't know, seeing this selfie is kind of like, it highlights that I see myself, you know, and I don't know what it is, but in this particular friend of mine, like, I feel like I really see her, not just for, oh, I'm just posting a picture to look cute or anything, but I feel like it's a statement. Like, I handle a lot of things, but I still see myself as a beauty, as this, as such, you know what I mean? And I resonate with that particular feeling, right? So I don't, it doesn't even matter to me if the painting comes out perfectly. It's just about a certain feeling. So like the stage that it's in right now is nowhere near how I want it to be.
But the stage that it's in right now is pretty dope. Like, it's dope to me. I can't wait to see the finish. And so if it looked like how it looked just like that, and you say that you're not done, then okay.
Oh no, it's nowhere near complete. This is literally just my underpainting.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, it's kind of like one of the first times that I've had real patience, right? I was talking to you earlier about the process for me, how I'm really trying to balance and fuse things together. So this is a result of that, and it's also due to I spoke to another artist recently. He's a tattoo artist though. His name is Pico. And he gave me literally like some art tips and everything like that. And literally just from his simple stuff, you know, it kind of just changed my perspective on how to look at the painting while I'm painting. So I would have to say all of that in combination together really just pushed this to a different level for me in my head. So yeah, that's where it stemmed from. And I'm kind of just, I want people to have the feeling. I realize that in the art, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just, as long as you carry that true feeling of, you know, your intention, good to go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I could sit here and talk to you all day, but you know, it's, you know, we now that we have connected, we will definitely stay in, you know, connected. And I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day
Thank
You know,
you.
you are a beautiful, beautiful Black woman, and
Thank you too.
thank you. And you are definitely doing your thing, walking in your purpose, and you are inspiring, you know, me. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to have met you, being from Texas and coming here and just really wanting to, you know, just find my tribe, if you will, and find, you know, people like-minded people who are all about who art is life, you know,
Right.
in every aspect of it. So I appreciate you. Again, let the people know where they can find you one more time, and any last words that you want to give to anybody out there who may be watching, who is, you know, at the beginning stages and hasn't built that confidence up to share their work, or, you know, maybe struggling. Let them know, you know, any last words of advice that you want to give to them.
Yeah, I do have advice actually. um, I speak a lot about visions, right? Like seeing something in your head and then pushing through a process according to that vision.
Mhm.
Um, my advice to anyone who's just starting the process is to remember that it's okay to lose the vision. It's okay to let it go, because that's the beauty of art. You always get to recreate it. You know what I mean? Your mind is not going to stay the same just from an hourly basis. How you feel, how you feel right now at 11 a.m. could be completely different at 5 p.m. You know,
Right.
and it's okay because things in life are temporary. So don't feel that you have to confine yourself to a certain vision. Don't feel like you have to confine yourself at all, you know? Just continue to walk with the intention that you have at that specific period of time. If you stay aligned to your intention and your purpose at that specific period of time, you're already doing everything that you need to do. You know, you don't have to worry. So my advice is just to be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Take care of yourself, and everything else is gonna fall in line. Um, and I have another thought. We should do another session, but
Okay.
you know, in the next session, I feel like you need to be interviewed. You yourself are a creative, you know,
Okay, I'm with
we,
it.
we want to hear your opinion, your thoughts, and your process to it as well.
Okay.
And especially saying that, you know, you consider yourself a newbie to art, like that would be cool. You are a representation of what many people are afraid to do. And I feel like you come with a lot. I think you already have a lot of confidence. You
Mm.
know, I don't feel like I don't feel like you're a new artist or a new creative that's like, oh, I don't know about this, guys. Like,
Mhm.
come on, for you to say that you're new and you went and you participated in an art show at a gallery,
Yeah.
like that's really cool. Like, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. So I think you yourself are already a super confident creative, and I want to hear more about you. I
I
want to
would love
know
it.
more,
I
you
would I
know?
would definitely be down for that. Yes, I would love
Yes.
that.
So, you know, next time that we connect, I'm gonna be having all the questions for you, all right? And
Okay. Okay,
I'm
I'm
gonna
with
interview
it.
you.
I am definitely with it.
So,
Well,
you know,
Miss Royce, you are again, I can't say it enough. You are amazing. You are definitely walking in your purpose and doing the work. We appreciate you. Y'all be sure to follow her at Art by Royce on Instagram. Stay tuned for all of the dope things that she has going on. You are no stranger to the show now. This is home for you too.
I'm
So
home. I'm home.
anytime, yeah, you got a platform. Anytime you want to talk about anything, you know, you want to, we in there now. You know what I'm saying? We definitely are in
I
there.
feel like you could just call me on any random Sunday now. Like, what you doing?
Yes, like you know what I'm saying. I'm over here in the Bronx. You're in the Brooklyn. Maybe you know
Wait,
what? Maybe
you in the BX?
yes. I'm in the Bronx. I'm in Co-op City.
It's funny you mentioned that because I recently did some volunteer services in the BX and they treated me so good.
Mm,
It's a nonprofit called We Aim Higher. And
okay.
we just did like Bronx cleanup for Earth Day and all that good
Okay.
stuff. And the Bronx showed me love. So we definitely need to hang out and
Yes, we
connect.
do.
We need to
You know,
connect.
like this is the fun because I have a nonprofit as well. I have a
Now?
nonprofit as well. And this past Christmas, I do what's called a pack a purse, where I basically, you know, pack very gently use our new purses with toiletries, and you know, you pass them out. I started that back home. But I was trying to do that in Co-op City and never got a chance to connect with the right people. So you know what? Maybe we definitely
All right, we're gonna talk.
we have to talk. Definitely
I
have
know
to
quite
talk.
a few people who love that realm, so we're gonna put something together. I'm loving it. I love the energy.
Yes. Okay. You know what? All right. Like I said, I'll stay here with you all day.
Oh yes.
I got another interview in another hour or so. But thank you, Miss Royce. You have a wonderful Sunday. Again, y'all, what did I tell y'all? Another dope interview, real talks with quality people who have real purpose. Yeah. I ain't nothing else to say after that, y'all. Peace. Have a great Sunday.